Ciao, boys and girls. Hello, Wilson Wise Wolves. Ciao is our greeting in Italian. That means hello. It is Italian American History Month in addition to Hispanic Heritage Month that we've been celebrating. Our life principle is responsibility. Winston Churchill once said, "The price of greatness is responsibility." The definition of responsibility is the ability or having a duty to deal with something. We have been learning about the artist Pablo Picasso for Hispanic Heritage Month. Pablo Picasso was born in Malaga, Spain, and he is a Spanish artist. He was born in 1881 and he died in France in 1973. Pablo Picasso spent much of his life as an adult in France, although he grew up in Spain. This is a painting that Pablo Picasso did, and it's called The Boy Un Garçon. Garçon means boy in French, so he knew Spanish and French. Pablo Picasso once said, "I paint objects as I think about them, not as I really see them." Next, I have a literature piece to share with you called The Stone in the Road. There is a story told of a king who lived long ago in a country across the sea. He was a very wise king and spared no effort to teach his people good habits. Often he did things which seemed to them strange and useless, but all that he did to teach his people to be industrious and careful. "Nothing good can come to a nation," he said, "whose people complain and expect others to fix their problems for them. The good things of life are given to those who take matters into their own hands." One night, while everyone else slept, he placed a large stone in the road that led past his palace. Then he hid behind a hedge and waited to see what would happen. First came a farmer with his wagon heavily loaded with grain, which he was taking to the mill to be ground. "Well, whoever saw such carelessness," he said crossly as he turned to his team and drove around the stone. "Why don't these lazy people have that rock taken from the road?" And so he went on complaining of the uselessness of others, but not touching the stone himself. Soon afterward, a young soldier came singing along down the road. The long plume of his cap waved in the breeze, and a bright sword hung at his side. He was thinking of the wonderful bravery he would show in the war. The soldier did not see the stone, but struck his foot against it and went sprawling in the dust. He rose to his feet, shook the dust from his clothes, picked up his sword, and stormed angrily about the lazy people who had no more sense than to leave such a rock in the road. Then he too walked away, not once thinking that he might move it himself. So the day passed. Everyone who came by complained and whined because the stone lay in the road, but no one touched it. At last, just at nightfall, the miller's daughter came past. She was a hard-working girl, and she was very tired because she had been busy since early morning at the mill. But she said to herself, "It is almost dark. Somebody may fall over this stone in the night, and perhaps they could be badly hurt. I will move it out of the way." So she tugged at the heavy stone. It was hard to move, but she pulled and pushed and lifted until at last she moved it from its place. To her surprise, she found a box underneath. She lifted the box. It was heavy, for it was filled with something. Upon it was written, "This box belongs to the one who moves the stone." She opened the lid and found it was full of gold. The miller's daughter went home with a happy heart. When the farmer and the soldier and all the others heard what had happened, they gathered around the spot in the road where the stone had been. They scratched at the dust with their feet, hoping to turn up a piece of gold. "My friend," said the king, "we often find obstacles and burdens in our way. We may complain out loud while we walk around them if we choose, or we can lift them and find out what they mean. Disappointment is usually the price of laziness. Then the wise king mounted his horse and with a polite good evening rode away. And that is a story or a fable about responsibility. This week is Red Ribbon Week. Red Ribbon Week stands for really excellent decisions and saying no to drugs. On Monday, October 26th, wear red. Stop and stay safe. Wearing red is a reminder to raise awareness. October 27th, you are too bright for drugs and wear your sunglasses. Your future is too bright. Focus on your best. Wednesday, October 28th, is put drugs to sleep. Wear appropriate pajamas to school. October 29th, Thursday, use your head and don't use drugs. Wear your hair in a crazy way. Think for yourself, be yourself, and love who you are and the people around you. On Friday the 30th, it's Character Day. Dress up as your favorite character or your best future career. My character is bright without drugs. Make safe choices and say no to drugs.